Hey,
Hey guys, this is Jamie. He's gonna show us his Mask Hero profile. How you doing, Jamie?
I'm doing good.
Here we go.
Alright, so yeah, I picked up the structure decks a couple days ago. I decided to build the deck because I think it's a pretty solid meta choice right now. Darklaw matches up really well against everything. But yeah, let's get into it. Darklaw's so broken. I'm gonna play the guy everyone's hyped for. Elemental Hero Shadow Mist. 3 is really self-explanatory. He's the replacement for Stratos. He's the Searcher. So yeah, or she, I guess.
I'm about to say you, man. That does not look like a man.
That is a woman.
Yeah, sexy woman.
I play 3 Bubble Man. I know in the OCG they only play 2, and a lot of people I've seen, like other profiles, are only playing 2. The reason I decided to max out personally was that he's the only one that is a special summon in and of itself. He's the one that is just a special summon. So because of that, I wanted to max out on him, because this is a deck that wants to establish large boards and push for game as quickly as possible. And in that, just a special summon is great. I wanted to pretty much minimize the amount of normal summons I had and increase the amount of special summons. So yeah. I play one of the worst card in the deck.
Well, that's the worst card.
He's just a 1900 vanilla. He's like, that's not even relevant because it's a format full of floaters.
He's 1900.
I guess if you can like, I guess sitting on him advantage isn't bad. The real reason you play him is because Koga is really strong. And there's 2 ways you can go with it, I think, once Blaze Man's out. You can either play Polymerization, or you can play this guy. And the reason I would prefer to play him over Polymerization is because polying into Vision Hero Adoration, or whatever the guy you go into, Vision Hero Adoration is essentially a worse Koga. He's another card that ensures that your Darklaw can beat over everything. Which is what Koga does.
You still don't deserve that, Matt.
Polymerization is an inherent neg 2 if you're pitching 2 heroes for it, or a neg 1 if you're pitching a hero and a Darklaw for it. Whereas this guy, yes, he's a bad card, but you don't have to neg yourself to play a strictly worse version of Koga. And that's the reason I play him.
That was a long explanation.
Yeah.
I should ask that question.
2 Goblinberg. One of them Starfoil, because I'm a scrub. They are here to ensure that your hand is as small as possible. Like if you open multiple monsters in a Bubble Man or an E-Call or something, you know, you're able to special the Bubble Man after you put out your other monsters. Plus they work really well with Shadow Mist. Like you special him off of Goblinberg, you get your Search for Mass Change. Yeah, self-explanatory. 2 Summoner Monk to thin out the deck. And the special summon from the deck is always really relevant. And again, you get Darklaw off him, you get the effects. Plus there's a cool little lock with him, and well, there's a cool little lock that he opens up, and I'll show you that later. But yeah. On to the spells. The spells are the biggest part of the deck. If you want to beat this deck, Spell Canceller is really viable if you're like playing Burning Abyss. If you're playing a deck that can make a Naturia Beast, that's also really viable because it shuts down this deck really hard. 3 Hero Lives. This is the best card in the deck. I see a lot of people only playing 2, but I believe that you really want to open this turn 1 as often as possible, and if they establish your board throughout the game, this is also a really solid top deck, so I think you wanted to play like as many as possible.
I just like, some people like, they're scared to lose half their life points.
Yeah, I mean that is a huge cost, but going first, losing half your life points isn't. I don't feel like it's that bad.
If you
because
suck as a player, you don't care about losing half your life points.
Yeah. I feel like you can pull out just being able to pull out Shadow Mist and get it's essentially a 1-card Darklaw going first, and then if you're able to protect that and lock them down with Darklaw and some back row, that losing half your life points isn't that bad because you'll still be in an advantageous position. Card advantage is more important than life points. 3 Mass Change.
Until your life points run out.
Because, you know, it's how you get into all your monsters in your extra deck. I play 1 Mass Change the second because I wanted to play as many ways to bring out your Mass Heroes as possible without playing too many of these or Form Change. I think Form Change is a bad card, and while this is a neg 1, I'm happy to run it so long as I have 4 Mass Change. I essentially wanted to make sure that I open Mass Change as often as possible. Triple Rhoda, because it searches everything but Summoner Monk. The reason this is played over E-Call over here is because Goblinberg is a Rhoda target, And over in the OCG, they don't have Rhoda at 3, I believe, so they decided pretty much, we'll play Tin Goldfish and E-Call, and just stick with that. Whereas over here, I think Rhoda's more advantageous because we have Goblinberg and triple Rhoda. 2 E-Call, a lot of people will either cut this or play it at 1. It's my personal philosophy that you want to play this because you want to max out on searching in the deck. You want this deck to thin as quickly as possible. Plus, this is basically a free bubble man after you've established a board and are able to set your hand and start specialing him. In addition, if you open this and E-Call, you've just opened Goblinberg and Shadow Mist, which means you've opened Darklaw, which is really good. So yeah, I think it needs to be played at 2. I would consider playing it at 3, but I cut 1 for Mass Change second, just because I wanted as many ways to get my Mass Tears out as possible. Another thing too is I saw a lot of people playing like triple Reinforcement, triple Upstart. I think that's incorrect. I think you want to play a triple Reinforcement, triple E-Call if you're going to go that route. Because yes, while Upstart is an unknown and can make a good hand even better, it makes your bad hands a lot worse. Like if you brick with 4 cards in an Upstart, you won't brick as hard with 4 cards in an E-Call because you can E-Call for like a Shadow Mist or something and get the search off that and still attempt to fix your hand.
That's right.
2 Mask Charge. This card is really good. It's another just an inherent +1. I thought about playing 3. 3 is too much because if you see this early on, if you haven't loaded up your grave yet, it's kind of bad. But it's a really good top deck. Essentially, it gets you any of these guys back and your Mass Change. So you can it's a 1-card Darklaw again, or you can make any of your other Mass Heroes. 2 Miracle Fusion, again, it's another great top deck, just like Mask Charge.
You know, you had to explain that one because everybody should know.
Yeah, you know, if you're playing a hero deck, you're playing Miracle Fusion. 3 MST, because...
Of course.
Floodgates. I hate Vanities, I hate Skill Drain. Snatch Steal, because...
Best card right now.
Snatch Steal's broken. Like, Snatch Steal's so good, oh my god.
Alright, traps.
Traps. I'm proxying 3 Vanities, because I don't have Vanities right now. Be getting some shortly before the regional. I'm going to take this deck too. So I'm playing this game again.
Vanities is still great, man.
Yeah, Vanities is broken. The reason I play 3 over 2 is because there's a neat little lock you can do with it. There's someone I was talking about earlier with Summoner Monk, and I'll show you guys that one after I finish the profile. This deck is still incomplete, by the way. I'm missing the Vanities and I'm missing a few key cards for the extra deck, but I'll just go ahead and tell you what they are. 2 traps done. I'm cutting this for Mirror Force because there are 2 big ways to get around Darklaw. You can either attack over him, or you can get rid of him with card effects. And that's those are the ways you get around all monsters. But they're really pertinent for Darklaw because he has no built-in insurance. He has no built-in protection. The reason why I play Mirror Force is because if they try to go the route where they just make a big monster like them, they don't care about dumping their stuff to the Banish Zone. They just want to make a construct and attack over him or something.
Mirror Force,
you know, yeah, you protect it. And plus, if construct is Mirror Force while Darklaw's on the field, it doesn't get its effects. Same for any of the Shaddolls or the Burning Abyss. Yeah.
That sucks.
I'm rambling. 2 Call of the Haunted, because it can grab your Shadow Mist and again get you a +1, getting you the Mass Change, getting you the Darklaw. Or it can facilitate rank 4 plays, which this deck does really well with Bubble Man and everything. 1 Bottomless, 1 Compulse. These cards really haven't done much. The theory though is this is a chainable trap. This is a way to out Clifford's. But the big 3 decks right now being Clifford's, Shaddolls, and Burning Abyss, of course. Or depending on how you want to look at Clifford's, Shaddolls, and Tellarknights, since they have Diamond now, they don't really care about back row, or at least back row like this. So I'm going to cut these 2 for Safe Zone to help further protect Darklaw. And this deck can make Key Beetle pretty easily, so Key Beetle if you make it. For the extra deck. No, I haven't seen Natasha. Yeah, I haven't seen her. Sorry, man. Play double Darklaw. It's self-explanatory. It's Macro Cosmos on a 2400 beater. That only affects your opponent. Koga. This card's really good. This card's really, really good. It helps you set up even bigger protected board states. And ensure that your Darklaw can beat over stuff, since that's the problem, is he's only 24. But yeah, he's and his other effect regains 500 for each monster opponent controls. It's really nice because it sort of helps, like it lets you gain some form of advantage for your opponent setting up a big board, which is, again, pretty cool. One of the cards that I'm proxying is going to be 1 to 2 Master Hero Acid, because he's a heavy storm. and Heavy Storm is really broken. Setting 5 and pass is a really big thing.
Especially when it's an RFS lane, right? So.
Yeah, especially you don't have to worry about morale tech that much anymore. Master Key Beetle is mainly here for the lock and the safe zone plays, but he can also protect your Dark Law, which is cool. Abyss Dweller, just in case. Yeah, it's just
always need the cowboy.
Yeah, I always play cowboy because it's funny. Kistel, yeah, self-explanatory. Gandiva.
I need to explain this to some players because some of them might not know what that is.
Now, Gandiva is okay. Let me just read them to you. Blah 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 blah. Here's the important that matters. Once per turn, when a level 4 monster, in parentheses monsters is special summon your opponent's side of the field, except in the damage step, you can detach one exceeding creature from his card, destroy that special summon monster.
So, let me show you Peter what this looks like.
He is, and he takes 2 level 4 warriors to make, which this deck can make pretty easy. He is really good because he pops a Burning Abyss if it's special from hand, and when Clifford's attack the Pendulum a bunch, he pops all of them because they're level 4 lower in their Pendulum. In conjunction with Dark Law, they're banished so they don't get their effects, or if they're Cliffords, they don't return to the extra deck, they're banished instead. So that's a really solid field against a lot of decks, is these two. Yeah. Dark Law in general is just really solid against a lot of big decks right now. I play one Ragna Zero, again for the Cliffort matchup. Some really cool tricks with him are like, if you have Shadow Mist under him, and you detach the Shadow Mist, you neg them 1, and then you go +2 because you draw off of him, and then you get the search option of Shadow Mist, which is really cool. But yeah, and then for the rest of the extra deck, cards that I don't have, but I'll be getting shortly before the regional I'm going to. Excalibur, Blade Armor Ninja to open up OTKs. I'll probably have to end up cutting something for those, but I doubt it. And then I want to get a, what's his name? Here, the Shining. He's not that good, but he's a big beater, plus if you have Alias Engrave, he opens up that. And then I want to play 1 to 2 Elemental Hero Absolute Zero. Absolute Zero is a boss, because it's whenever he leaves the field, he's a 2500 beater, and he gets bigger if you control like an Abyss Roller or Bubble Man or something.
Hey, show him quickly the combo.
Oh yeah, the lock.
The lock. So you need 2 summon.
So the cards you need for the lock, you need to open a Summoner Monk, a Vanities, and then literally any combination of 2 or more spell cards. So let's say that's your hand, and then
you need one more because
yeah, you just draw a 5th card. It's trap stun. It doesn't really matter. So you play your Summoner Monk, you pitch one of your spells, get your other Summoner Monk, you pitch another one of your spells, special your Shadow Mist. Shadow Mist's effect goes off, provided none of this is stopped or anything, or like Valor, you get your mass change. You set your Vanities, set your mass change, you set, well in this case I have Trap Stun, so I'm going to set it, whatever. Then you overlay for Master Key Beetle, you detach from Key Beetle, protecting the Vanities. Then on your opponent's standby phase, you activate Mass Change, targeting Shadow Mist. Send it to grave to search. First you special your Dark Law. That's the most important part. And then Shadow Mist searches like Bubble Man or Neos Alias or something. So usually one of those 2. And after that, you literally have the macro Vanities locked, and the Vanities is protected. It cannot be destroyed even by its own effect when a card leaves your side of the field. Because it is not a condition, it's an effect, and that's a pretty hard field to play around. Like that's on par with the Felgrand Stardust Vanities that Sylvans can make. So yeah, that's the deck.
So you prepared for regionals?
Yeah, I'm pretty prepared for regionals. I think this is going to be a pretty solid choice, and I think the deck can do a lot.
All right. Well, this is James. James, say bye.